Hey everybody, I am back for part 2 of the Indigo Japanese rice bag, and I hope everything is going well for you. I hope this setup works for you. It's a new one for me, again. So, second part of a fairly new project. I don't know how this is going to work for me. So this is going to be the second panel. I just love how this looks like a dress to me. It was a part that I cut out from the lace, and I just really think it looks like a dress to me. So I put it down from the top because the top, I don't want too many things around the top of it because when you cinch the top closed, they get lost in the top of it. But it is awfully close to the bottom, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to scooch it up a little bit. Just scooch it a little bit. So I'm hoping I don't get my head in this shot, simply because I'm playing around with, okay, I can feel the interfacing under there. I think that's going to be okay. I don't want it to get lost when I sew it together either. But there should be plenty of room because I should only sew to, I don't know if you can see that under that fabric, but only to that point. So we'll see. I think I'm going to simply stitch it down first with some of this thread, and then I'm going to, sorry, didn't mean for you to have to see my feet. My pudgy tootsies sticking out. I'm just going to be playing with this a little bit. It's like right at my forehead level, the camera is, and it's making it very interesting. I have to put it way, way higher than my iPhone, which is below my, well, it's like chin level. Between chin and eyes usually. But this camera, for some reason, for videos, not for the camera part, like photo part, but for videos, the camera like is closer in. So I have to put the device further away. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyhow, it's really confounding me immensely. So I finished the 100-day project. I have to say, I'm proud of myself for getting it done, and I thank all of you profusely numerous times in the last couple of videos about it for sticking it out with me. Whoopsies. Ah. Come on. And to those of you that encouraged me and oh my goodness, commented on the videos, very much appreciated. I hope that you'll stick it out with me as I move on to other projects, and we'll see what other trouble we can get into. I know a couple of you were only here for the hearts, so I hope it doesn't disappoint you that I'm moving on. But, you know, we all have to do what we all have to do. And I need a lot of variety in my crafting because that is the spice of my crafting life, the variety. Okay. Sorry, I have to pull it up to me. Come on. Please. Please be nice. Please play nice. For heaven's sakes. Don't be obstinate. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So, those of you that have heard that the Roxy girls have put out their, have put out their new project challenge idea. See, this is going to move all over the place. I can't have it going all cattywampus on us, can we? Use the pins, Martha. Are you excited about it? The treasure hunt? And who have you watched that have made videos so far that are inspiring you? I know lately I've only had time to watch like 3 people. And that's Corinne and Christine and Susie Q makes. And Corinne and Christine have some amazing, they each have like 7 ideas each. I don't know. I know Christine has 3 that she's either considering doing or that she's going to put together, all 3 of them. Corinne, I think, had 6 ideas in the end. Wow. Just amazing. And the things that they're pulling together, the ideas that they're coming up with, I love them. Just amazing. And I'm considering it. They are inspiring me for sure. I just finished watching Corinne's video. And I think she has an idea in there about her treasured bear. And I have an antique china doll. And she's big. She's a big doll. She's probably pretty much the size of a newborn baby. But she has the stuffed body, the china head, the china hands, like from the wrist down, and the china legs from like the ankle down, maybe a little above the ankle. And the body is stuffed. Now she's wearing a wig, and the hair, when my grandmother gave her to me, the little hair wig came with her, but it kept falling off. And I told my dad when I was teeny tiny that I was tired of her hair falling off. So he took, I think it was what's that glue that used to come in a jar with a brush and it would make you high when you used it? That stuff. Rubber cement. I think he took rubber cement and glued it on, which now, of course, I wish he hadn't, because I can't figure out where I put my Orc can there. Because it's pretty permanent. I don't see any way around that not being permanent. However, that being said, it probably devalues the China doll, but eventually I will pass it on to one of my granddaughters. And I was not the only granddaughter from this grandma. She gave me a poodle, like a live poodle pup, and she gave me this antique doll. I don't know what I did to deserve those things. However, I'm grateful she did. My other grandmother, I never got anything from her. She had 13 grandchildren, and those that lived there got probably got some things from her when she passed, maybe, or on a daily basis, or I mean, yearly basis, like birthdays and stuff. Now, I do remember getting mittens from her. She used to knit mittens like crazy, and she made the best mittens. I grew up in Rochester, New York, and our mittens would come up to here on us. Like, you put them on and then put your coat over the top of them, and the coats had cuffs. And man, you never got snow down your like up in your arm or up in your sleeve, because those mittens kept you dry and warm, or kept your arms dry and warm anyway. The mittens used to get soaked, and we had some pretty big snowfalls. If you don't know, Rochester is not that far from Buffalo. And where's that come from? Oh, that's where it's coming from. Like, why is there white thread in there? And it's considered a snow belt, and they can get lots and lots of snow in the winter. And when we were small, we got lots of years where there was lots and lots of snow. So I grew up with very large snowdrifts in my life in the winter. Anyhow, boy, do I know how to go off a track, huh? Not that you shouldn't know that by now. If you've been around for any length of time, my tracks are often very zigzaggy. So, I do remember getting those, but of course I don't have them. My mother was not a keeper. My mother didn't keep things. And then when my father passed away, I was in Germany. I was married. And we came home. But then after we went back to Germany, my mother decided to move to Maine. And anything that I did have in the house, I didn't have an opportunity to get it. I was in Germany. I couldn't fly home again. We couldn't afford it back then to fly home again. And yeah. So I never got to keep anything from my childhood. I couldn't afford to take it to Germany with me when I went, because we were newly married and my husband was a very low-ranking soldier. And we had to make do with, what little money he was making at the time. And I couldn't afford extra baggage. I brought a suitcase, and I think I had a trunk, but my in-laws had to pay for the trunk to be the extra baggage that went overseas when I flew over after we were married. So I feel like this is really close up for you, and if this video doesn't work, I'm going to be very upset. Anyway, let's try and stop thinking and worrying about that. And so I did not get to keep anything from my childhood. I don't have my yearbook or my graduation stuff or, anything other than what I was able to take with me. I did have I don't know how I ended up with it. Oh, I think my mother-in-law kept it. I have a crown, and don't get the wrong idea about me, because this is so not me. But somehow for senior prom, I was crowned the senior prom queen. Yeah, that was so not me. I'm not a girly girl. I wasn't a cheerleader. I wasn't in any clubs. I was barely surviving school. I don't know how that happened. No clue whatsoever. Anyway, So I have the crown. So there's that. Um, the only thing I have from my parents, I have nothing from my father. I think, well, I do. I have a coin that Kodak gave him. He worked at Kodak. And I have some sort of coin. I have, but it's in a, like in a hard plastic case that it can't be removed from. It's like embedded in in this plastic. And I have, I think, not sure if I still have them or not, a couple of like saint medals from my mother. And I have a few things from the one brother that is no longer with us. Like, I'm not even sure what I've kept of his. I have a metal box, like a little, it actually looks like a treasure box. But those are not, I don't think those are things that I could incorporate. Well, the medals maybe, but they're Catholic medals, and I'm not a practicing Catholic at all. Um, it's awkward stuff. Like, it either wouldn't fit into my plan, or it would be awkward for me to use it. So I don't know. Like, I really enjoy the idea of making a really long dress, like way beyond, like a gown that goes way beyond the baby doll's feet. Um, and then working that as my base for working stuff to add to. I just don't know what I would add to it, but I think it would be really cool. So, memorabilia stuff is not something I have a lot of or enough of to even make a project out of, but I do have a shadow box. It's big. It's probably, well, you can't even see my hands because it's going off screen. It's probably bigger than this. Well, I know it's bigger than this mat. And I was using it as a display box. It's pretty big though. Um, so I could do that. But I think the dress idea is pretty cool. And I could make a doll dress, and I could work it from the top down. And then if I just don't have enough things to add to it in the end, I could like shorten the hem. So give myself a really long base to work off of, and then shorten it as we finish up the project. I don't know. I kind of like that idea. And then the doll, right now she's not in the room that I'm in, but I'm thinking of bringing her in here. And then as I pass the doll on, if my granddaughters even want her, if they would keep her, I don't know. We were close, but we're not that close now. Anyhow, not a subject I want to get onto, but I think that it would be nice that there would be handwork from me handed down to whoever gets the doll. So we'll see. I don't know. It's kind of a conundrum for me whether I want to do something along those lines, or if I just want to do something along the line of like all of my favorite fabrics. Like I've stashed some. It's not necessarily vintage fabric, and this I don't know that any of it needs to be vintage. I kind of get the feeling that's where a lot of people are going with it, but not everybody has the ability to have vintage fabric. However, some of my fabric is not antique, but it is vintage, and some of it is special to me. just modern fabric that I've fallen in love with. And then I have my hand-dyed stuff that I really love. So I don't know what I would necessarily, which way I want to lean. Doing the doll dress or just making it a general, like, okay, I'll play along and, I'll just use my favorite fabrics and laces and crocheted items that the few, I don't have a lot, but the few that I've picked up along the way. But then there's a part of me that says, that insecure part of the back of my brain that I've dealt with all my life. Like, well, my stuff won't turn out like anybody else's, and mine won't be good enough, or I don't have the family memories that other people have, or memorabilia that other people have. And I don't want to feel like, sad that I don't have that kind of stuff to go along with the prompts and stuff. So for me, it's kind of hard. Um, so I'm struggling with it still. So I'm going to see. I might hold off and see, like, what the first prompt will be in July, and then maybe decide then. See, she's swaying. Swaying to the music. Decide then. Oh, I don't know if I want to use that again. Well, what am I going to attach this with? I was thinking, however, I don't think that's going to work. I was thinking of putting blue beads in the middle here, but I don't know that they would show up. They're not big. They're kind of small, so I'd have to cluster them. And not 100% sure they would show. Huh. However, I could sew this down with thread that mostly matches. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to sew it down. That's really white. I am looking in my drawers. Oh my goodness. Preparedness. Something I am not. Okay. Oops. I'll use this. Yes. Oh gosh. I hope I haven't been whacking the camera with my head. If I have, I apologize. It's very hard having the camera where it is. It's not conducive. So I don't know if I'll do this again. I really want to start using my iPad instead of tying up my phone, though. So I don't know. This is the thread that I use for beading. I showed this in one of my other videos. It's upholstery thread. It's Coats & Clark. Let me get it where you can see it. Coats & Clark. And it's nylon. And it's upholstery thread. And it's wiry like beading wire. But strong like bull. You can't break this thread. You cut your hand before you break the thread. Not cool. You don't want to do that. So, today is a beautiful sunny day. I did 2 small loads of laundry this morning. And I did, I did lunch. Of course, I did breakfast first. And did breakfast, did my laundry. I don't know, this is so hard to get through. Struggling. Breakfast, laundry. Then I did my very quick. Now this is, what day is today? Wednesday? I think today's Wednesday. Oh, that's bad. Today is Wednesday. So, you will see this in 2 days. It'll be 2 days later when this airs. But it's a sunny day, it's gorgeous. So my husband decides he's going to clean the window screens. And I tell him, he's like, so what are you doing today now that you're, I filmed the finale, the final product of the 100-day project. And I have mixed feelings. I'm really glad it's over. I was struggling at the end. I struggled in the middle for ideas. Sorry, concentrating. And so today was fun filming the end. And I had been working on a heart throughout, off and on, throughout the project. And I finished it like 2 days ago by putting the leaves on it. And then that was going to be today's heart. I did not do it on camera because I'd been working on it throughout the project, like behind the scenes, so to speak. All right. That kind of got misshapen there. All right. Happy with that. Then, so I did that video. And then he decides he's going to do the window screens. So to get the window screens back on, he needs my help. So I told him I wanted to do another video. So once again, by the time I got done doing everyday stuff and doing that quick video, all of a sudden, it's late, it's afternoon again, and I did not have a head start on this video. I'm going to see. I know that needle's not going to fit these beads. No way. Oh, it does. Woo! Whee! Okay. All right. So what I want to do is some beading. I hope these show up, though. They might be too dark. Oh, they're going to show up. That's just fine, Martha. Oh, I should be using a darker thread, though. Yes, you have darker thread, Martha. Use what you've got. Use what you got, girlfriend. Oh. Okay, let's see. That's not beading. I knew I had a black in there. I got a black, a cream, and like a darker beige kind of color. So that it would sort of, oh no. Where'd it go? Oh, come here. Oh, sorry, people. I'm gonna bang into you. Sorry. I know I made you jiggle. Sorry. Whoop. This thing rolled quite a distance, but it was within arm's reach of the chair I sit in. Woohoo! It went and had a party. My goodness gracious me. I told you. I'm just like one adventure away from disaster most of the time. Trying to get this to work. This filming setup. Come on. Okay. I'm shocked these beads fit on this needle. It's a pretty skinny needle. You know what, though? I think I'm going to hold off on these beads. I have an idea. A bit of an idea. I know, I'm old and grown a lot, but you know, I'm old. So, and I'm in a really, I think those are going to be too big. I'm in a kind of an interesting position in this chair. I really like the pearls, but I don't have them in a smaller size. I'm going to try these. This is not anywhere near the direction I thought I was going to go in for this piece. Just so you know. Not anywhere near it. I've been sitting on this piece for, excuse me, like 5 or 6 days. Now, look. You see what I just did? I have to go back to the cream thread because it's cream. Oh, don't you love coming on these adventures with me? It's such an adventure. Being Martha. Okay. The mind is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Just be glad you're not in my brain. Butterfly. Ay. Can butterflies be spirit animals? Anybody? No? Oh, I hope I'm staying on screen. This is so frustrating. I'm just going to have to go back to using my phone. Because if this whole video is a waste, I'm going to be really sad. And look at all the humorous things you'll miss. Anyway, now I don't remember where the heck I left off with my stories. Windows. So next thing I know, Tony's come in saying, "Can you help me put the screens on from the inside? I can't be outside and inside at the same time." Sure, honey. I don't know. Maybe I went past that story already. Who knows? But yeah, that's the kind of the day I had. Try and make it clear that today is my day to clear my head of the 100-day project and to move on and work on this project, which, like I started saying, I do remember saying this. It's been sitting here for like 6 days, maybe. I don't remember. So that I could dedicate my days to getting the 100-day project filmed and edited and up on YouTube, and just wow. So, and coming up with ideas for the last week. It was a definite challenge. Too many things. Too many things from Martha's little... Good Lord Almighty, what is back there? The knot, some thread. Thank you. Too many ideas for, you know, everything that was going on, and not enough ideas for everything that was going on. And more than ready to move on to this next project. So I really wanted to move on, but while I was working on all those videos, my day was gone. Like, by the time I got done doing everyday stuff, you know, I just had to move on and keep going with that and make sure that I was getting everyday stuff done, and then turn around and wanting to work on this, but also wanting to film it was, you know, where I ran into snafus while still spending time with the husband of 48 years come next Tuesday. Yep, come back here. I think this is pretty. I hope you think it's pretty too. Come on. It would help if I could see where I was. Gosh. So this video, this is actually Wednesday, but this will come out Friday. And then I'm hoping to stay, you know, a couple days ahead of schedule. And I'll make it easier on me. Come on. All righty. I think I need to go on this side, which is sort of backwards from what I was doing. I hope that doesn't mess up the spacing. It's bad if you can't see the needle coming up through the fabric, huh? Okay. Come on. That's a weird shaped one. It's like it got shortchanged in the process. Just checking my time. Then, like I said, there is a project that I'm thinking of putting together. I don't know if anybody's going to want to join me. Sheesh. Come on. I know there's thread back there, but holy cow. Oh, that came out pretty. Yay! Stand up the way you're supposed to, please. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. Looks like a little necklace. That looks like a decoration around the waist. So I think I'm going to end it here. And I am going to do what Corinne likes to call homework, which I always hated homework. Excuse me. Always hated school, but that's because I wasn't good in school. And I am going to use these beads to highlight the rest of this dress. I think I'll start up here and just work down here. I wish I had sewn that on straight, but that's okay. It sort of makes it look poofy and like she's moving or dancing, swaying her arms, and the dress is going back and forth. So I'm just going to go with the flow. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to see how this video comes out. Hopefully it's not horrible, but I'm definitely going to go back to using my phone because I can't stand not being able to see what I'm doing and having the iPad so close, but not close enough for me to see, but it has to be so far away in order not to blind you with, just seeing my fingertips. So I will see you in the next one, and I hope you have a beautiful day and you're kind to yourself and others. I'm grateful, as always, for you being here, and I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.